Some people will use a symbolism of the relationship of God to the universe. God is, say, brilliant light, only somehow veiled, hiding underneath all these forms that you see as you look around. So far, so good. But the truth is funnier than that. It is that you are looking right at the brilliant light now, that the experience you are having, which you call ordinary everyday consciousness, pretending you're not it, that experience is exactly the same thing as it. There's no difference at all. In other words, when you really start to see things, and you go into the nature of what it is to see, what vision is, or what smell is, or what touch is, you realize that that vision is the brilliant light of the cosmos.
After this short-term correction in the financial markets, Hunt predicts that stocks will once again shoot up until 2025. It shoots up until 2025 and then sell when the depression comes. However, that can be a big if his prediction is correct. Now that's called timing the market, which is a dangerous game to play, but everyone has their own strategy. Choose yours wisely. Hunter also has a prediction for the US dollar. He thinks that in the short term it will have its ups and downs, but in the long term it will progressively decline. The reason being because every year it gets devalued through the printing of money.
Now, what follows is a collapse, as we see it, of the global financial system, with asset prices falling the sort of rates that were experienced in 1929, 1932. And therefore, copper and other commodity and metal prices will collapse also. If one is taking it a stage further, what this leads to is a world of multinational currencies and a world where debt is not the driver of growth.
But we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence.
What's happening? Where am I? I believe perhaps you understand now, pal, but you are afraid. JFK, Hartman, what does this have to do with my house and my dog? Oh, okay, that's enough. I want to go home now. This is the last president to stand up to the Fed. You must see. On June 4, 1963, President Kennedy signed Executive Order 11110. This executive order empowered the U.S. Treasury to issue real money without the Fed. It would have worked. Kennedy's plan to dismantle the Federal Reserve machine had begun. But 6 months later, John F. Kennedy went to Dallas and never returned. No way. No way they could do that. The new president, Lyndon Johnson, threw out Kennedy's order. And since JFK, no president has dared confront the secret powers behind the Federal Reserve. They consolidate bigger and bigger banks, print more and more money, accountable to no one, decimating our nation's wealth for the benefit of a few. Why? Why do this? If they hurt us, it hurts the global bankers too. No, pal. They are protected. They are too big to fail. But I'm not. Those sons of bitches! Sons of bitches all.
I'm not thrilled because, you know, we go up, and every time you go up, they want to raise rates again. And I don't really, I am not happy about it. But at the same time, I'm letting them do what they feel is best.
Yeah, well, so far it sounds like he's just speaking to his therapist.
I think that once you start down this path, it's a slippery slope. And I personally think people ought to be more outraged than they are.
I would say Trump, given his style, is going to be more forceful, but this is a very independent Fed, and that is never, ever going away. So he can tweet, he can say whatever he wants, but markets, I think, will ignore him because he cannot influence the dollar, or he's not going to intervene in the currency, and he cannot influence rates because the Fed's in control.
The Fed is one of the last standing institutions in this town that's working really well, and that's because of their political independence.
He's going to put the Fed in a position where it has to raise rates or its independence is going to be questioned.
Said, take a look at what happened.
Move to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move to the spare. Spare, get ready. Spare, get ready. We ready? Shooters down. Shooters down. Are we good? Shooters down. Shooters down. Are we good to move? Shooters down. We're good to move. We're clear. Let's move. Let's move. We're clear.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we gotta move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. Get the shoe.
Watch out.
Well, the very latest from that rally, the moment where it appears that shots were fired. Certainly the Reuters news agency reporting that shots were fired at that Trump rally in Pennsylvania. We saw there, once those sounds were heard, if indeed they were shots, that the security team surrounded Donald Trump, as you see there now, and escorted him to his vehicle to be driven away from that rally. So he has now left that rally in Butler in Pennsylvania after the incident in which we believe shots were fired. We saw then what seemed to be a SWAT team move in, an armed team move in after Donald Trump was driven away, and that was the Secret Service personnel we saw there escorting him to his vehicle some moments ago. And then, as you see, he was driven away from the scene.